In this lesson, we're going to learn how to quickly extract and delete certain unnecessary objects from our plans. Now, in most workflows, especially in bigger offices with bigger projects, you're going to have a plan that's assembled from multiple different other people. Perhaps these are exterior consultants. One of them will be doing the contours, one of them will be doing the garden work, the other one will be doing interiors, and so forth and so forth. So what you end up with is a plan that is made up of many different systems of layers, many different types of hatches and lines and line weights and dashed lines and all this, and you then have to somehow take this information, which can be quite daunting, quite complex, and try and pull out only the necessary objects and lines that you need for your 3D modeling. Now I'm going to show you in this lesson how you can use a couple of tools within AutoCAD to quite streamline that process so you can get the least amount of information across into 3D. The reason why you want to focus a little bit of time on this is because a very heavy architectural drawing is really going to slow down your 3D work because of your viewport being clogged up with too many vertices, too many segments of CAD geometry, all trying to be refined and computed in your 3D workspace. Unless you have an extremely good graphics card, I really do recommend that you get as little information that is necessary out of your plan before you go into 3D. So that's what this lesson is about. So the first thing that you can have a look at is you can click on the button up here, which is for your layer manager. So this is the layers 1 small tab, and this is the layers 2 area there. So what you want to do is you want to scroll through your layers and you want to see what layers you have in your plan. In most cases, when I've worked in offices, you will see several hundred layers, all with different types of prefixes, suffixes, and meanings. So every different department will have their own system. So your job right now is to go and create a single layer out of everything that means something to you before you go into 3D. So our plan that we're looking at right now was created by ourselves in the previous course that was looking at how to do the CAD plans. So it already has this prefix system of 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, which basically looks at the hierarchy of the objects and puts them into an order so that we have some type of a defined sequence of layers. So now that you have the layers at least under your eyes, you can go and see what is happening on that side. I want to show you a few tools that are in this layers 2 module here. So the first one, the most important, is layer isolate. You can type it in manually or you can just click this button. What that allows you to do is that you can click on a layer and it will isolate out all of those objects on your entire plan. So you left click on the layer and then right click just to confirm, and you will see now that everything else is grayed out and you now have all of these layers available to you. So generally I do this to a couple of layers that I know I don't want. These could be dimensions, these could be numbers, these could be any type of information that you don't need, and then you can just go and enter delete all of the objects that you don't need. Then you can click on the layer unisolate and you are back to your original plan. And you can repeat this process a couple of times as you extract and filter out certain layers and things. Now, what can sometimes happen, and often does happen in very pressured workspaces and offices, is that certain people will go and put a variety of lines and objects and things on one single layer. I have a particular client that loves to put everything on a layer called General. So absolutely all of their work is on a single CAD layer. They actually don't even use AutoCAD, they use Vectorworks. And everything ends up being on one single layer. So when you have that situation and you've imported your plan into AutoCAD and now you want to extract out of that, you can't use layer isolate. So there's another tool which is really fantastic, which is called Quick Select. So once you click on that, you get a very interesting dialog box that is quite powerful, as it allows you to make selections and then sub-selections within that. So first what you want to do is you want to say, well, I'm going to be applying it to the entire drawing, and here you can select the type of line that you want to extract. Very often I like to get rid of all the hatches that are on my drawing, since these are definitely not necessary in 3D. So then you can choose specific subcategories of that hatch, whether the hatch is a certain color, a certain type, line weight, etc. So you can make that choice. If you simply want to select all of the hatches, you can simply go to the operator, click select all, and click OK, and that will then make a selection. You can see here the little blue key grips. You will be able to now see what has been selected. Now before doing anything, all you just have to do is hit delete on your keyboard and it will now have deleted all of these hatches. So you can apply the same process to all the different types of layers. You can get rid of as much as possible so that you really only have what's important. Now, in the next lesson, I'm going to have a look at how we handle text as well as these complex blocks, since we don't need to have so much geometry, like for instance this car being pulled into 3D Max. So hang on for the next lesson. I'm going to then look at how we can get these two items across into 3D in a more successful way than just importing directly.